Hey everybody, welcome back to Fit with Gopal. Today I'm joined with CJ.
Hi, how you doing?
So could you just introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
Okay, my name is CJ. That's my sort of toe nickname. In fact, it's been a nickname of mine for quite a long time. I'm a powerlifting coach, co-owner of Eastside Barbell now in Pattaya, which has just opened up, and also a competitive powerlifter as well. So I'm going to be competing in the future, and yeah, and I just yeah love being here in Thailand.
Yeah. Okay. So you said co-owner of Eastside Barbell.
Yes.
Who is the other owner?
I've got another business partner, Ben,
Okay.
and Ben's a very special person, actually. In fact, I do coaching as well. He's special in respect that he was born with, sort of physical disabilities.
Yeah.
He's got one toe and one foot, two toes on the other foot, and literally just two fingers like this.
Oh
All
wow.
right.
Okay.
And he's got aspirations and is successfully, all right, lifting as a power lifter. He doesn't want to do disabled. He wants to lift in his own right. And it's just something that I am extremely proud, to be able to work with somebody like that, but work with somebody that's got that much guts as well. He's got a fantastic work ethic. Nothing stops him. He doesn't have, he comes into the gym with this, let's see what we can lift attitude today. And, watching him deadlift is just phenomenal. And I've watched him when we were in other gyms, and just watching him, right, lifting with just two fingers
Yeah.
is amazing. And his liftings now, when he started lifting, it was like, okay, barbell, how are we going to do this? So it started with 15 kilograms each side. So that was 50 kilos, went up to 70 kilos. 70 kilos turned into 80. He got the bug for it. Let's push further, 90, 100. All right, let's really start looking at this seriously. 110, 120, and the most he's ever lifted is 130 kilograms. Bear in mind that's just these two fingers here. Not the strongest part of your hand was obviously these three,
Yeah.
but we're talking sort of an over-under grip. These
Wow.
two fingers. Now, I challenge anybody out there, so when everybody's watching this, go to the gym and just try, when you're doing your warm-up set, just try lifting with these two fingers on each hand and an over-under grip, all right? And see if you can lift it, all right? And there's not many people out there that can do 70 kilograms. And this guy's doing 130. So that's pretty amazing. But he stuck to the program. His bench press is obviously phenomenal. We had to work with our the TAP sort of head ref, and basically, he said that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's nothing in the regulations about if you haven't got a thumb, then you haven't got a thumb. So that's it. You can only grip with what you got, and there's no regulations in there to say that you can't do it. So that's great, which has opened up a lot of opportunities to him. But he's the other co-owner, and like I
Sorry,
said to you,
could you
he got,
speak a
yeah,
bit louder?
okay.
A little. Yeah.
So he's the other co-owner, and yeah, he's loving it, and that's why he thought, right, I know you want a gym. We saved up hard, and yeah, made it happen.
Yeah. So does he want to compete soon?
He will be competing,
In
yes.
Q3.
Sorry.
Next in the next 2 months? Or
Probably going to give him his debut in May.
in May.
So
Okay.
sorry, Ben. In May, you're competing. So now it's official. So yes, I've committed him now.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's going to be exciting because a lot of people are going to be in awe of what he lifts, and
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
and I think it's going to be nice it's going to be good for the sport, and it's going to be you know you know a message to anybody that if this guy can do it, and if you're feeling, like you've got an injury and you're feeling like everything's loaded against you, don't think like that. There's a lot of other people that have got the guts that are still pushing forward, and that's an inspiration.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a really inspiring story.
Yes.
Yeah. So have you always wanted to start a gym? Like ever
I.
since you started lifting?
Oh, it's been my dream.
Okay.
It's, now this month is my 42nd year that I've been training. I started lifting weights when I was 17 years of age. And it actually went back a little bit before then, because where I was living in the UK was on an island called the Isle of Wight, which is really on the southernmost point of the UK, and there was no gyms there,
Okay.
nothing. But I managed to find like you do, a copy of Muscle and Fitness, and there he was, Arnold Schwarzenegger on the front there, in the front double biceps pose, and I looked at him and I just thought, I want to be like that, considering I was a pretty skinny kid.
Yeah.
I was pretty damn skinny, you know, and Mr. Insignificant. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I wanted to be. And just to be big, but not only just to be big as well, I wanted to be strong.
Yeah.
And it was that also element that I was fascinated with. So for about 3 years, between the ages of 14 and 17, I just picked up every Muscle and Fitness I possibly could, read it from top, from cover to cover, literally sometimes, sort of, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning underneath my bed sheets so my parents didn't see me, with a torch, just literally ingesting as much of this information as I possibly could, because I knew one day that I would be able to go. So for 3 years, I religiously bought all these Muslim fitnesses. I had stacks of them, sort of everywhere, and that's what I did, and I just dreamt for that day. And that day came, when my parents moved me back to an area which had a small little gym that I could go to, and it was like, wow, and the opportunity's here. So there I was, pretty much on my 17th birthday. All right, and I thought, right, my parents said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I said, "Could I have an EZ bar?" So I bought my own EZ bar. I wanted my own personal piece of equipment, so I bought an EZ bar, trundled along to this gym, and it was like, where do I start? I've done all this reading, and then all of a sudden, I was sort of like overwhelmed, and it was like everything that I was reading about went out the window. I just wanted to do everything. But yeah, I managed to sort of hook up with some guys that saw my enthusiasm, help me guide my way, and this is what happened. I was very fortunate enough to always get guided by and always meet people that have looked after me, sort of, as and looked at me as a understudy, and just help me on my journey, and I'm forever grateful, to those people. So yes, but yeah, it was fantastic, and that journey continued as I got older, and then I started sort of going off to the US and going to Gold's Gym, California. Obviously, went to Muscle Beach, that sort of thing. My friend, who was a pro bodybuilder at the time, who I made friends with out there, was a guy called Rick Stevenson, and he had the biggest forearms in bodybuilding,
Oh
absolutely
wow.
huge, monster, absolute monster. But had the pleasure of training with him, and it just inspired me even more.
Yeah.
And then came back there, and again came back, and everything I learned out there, continued to learn. Then I started hanging around with more powerlifters, and that's where my sort of real love for it, started to begin. Because, one of the first, persons I actually met was Andy Bolton,
Okay.
and phenomenal. And to see him compete was just like incredible. Seeing these big guys, but they were big, but the weights that they were using was just incredible. And so that pushed my training then away from sort of bodybuilding, and everybody was saying, "When are you going to compete? When are you going to compete?" No, I didn't want to. There was this urge, because I wanted more power,
Yeah.
and I liked that. And yeah, it just started to flourish. I then sort of, had to have a career change, and that went wrong. Came to Thailand, and that's where really things got serious.
And how many
And
years ago was this when you came to Thailand?
oh, Yeah, 18 years.
18 years. Okay.
Yes, and still Pattaya Nidnoy as well.
Oh, you can't speak Thai.
Very little.
Very
Yeah,
little.
I've
Okay.
done. Yeah, I've had to sort of had to have career changes and things like that. It's always involved a lot of studying. I've done a lot of studying,
Yeah.
so I'm used to sort of putting my head down and learning, and always have done. And always liked it, and still do now. And it's even more so. But yeah, it's sort of landed me into so into a good position where I was becoming more, thinking, what am I going to do with this? And all of a sudden, I thought, well, I need to have a small operation, but unfortunately, it went wrong. And
What was the operation?
it was just a small sort of operation, sort of down there,
Ah, okay.
and unfortunately, the operation itself went well, but then I had it herniated.
Oh,
So
no.
I had to go in and have the little operation, supposed to be keyhole surgery, supposed to be a simple operation. I had to fix it. Didn't end up being simple. I
Yeah.
ended up getting septicemia, and I nearly died.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that was a turning point, because I was lying in bed, and I was thinking, what have I achieved in life? It was me fighting for my life, and I was, having all this sort of flashbacks and whatever. I was drugged up to the eyeballs on antibiotics. They were fighting to save me, and I just got out of ICU, and I thought, what am I going to do? And what have I achieved? So you had this time to think about that. And it was then in that, when I was lying in the hospital bed, I thought, looked down and thought, well, I can't do bodybuilding anymore. Well, I've just got the scar, obviously, from here to here now, too, because they had to cut me open to basically save me, because the operation went wrong. And it was that moment in hospital where I couldn't walk. They wheeled me down to, they said to me when I was off all the antibiotics and everything, they wheeled me down to, down to the coast, a little beach site. This was in Sriracha Hospital.
Okay.
And I was sitting there looking out, and I went, what am I going to do? And it was then I had this inspiration. I'm going to compete as a powerlifter. And it was like, yeah. So I told everybody, I want to compete as a powerlifter. Oh, well, you should be sort of getting better first. And no, I'm going to compete as a powerlifter. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I got myself sort of, all healed up here. Went down to the TPF. Met Coach Peter.
Oh,
And said to Peter, and he said, I want to do powerlifting. He said, he said, what are you lifting? And I said, well, I said, there we are. I said, this is 200 kilograms, quite easily off the floor. So I showed him a video. Well, you're pretty strong. So I went under Peter, and that was it really. It was a bit of a tough journey because, unfortunately my knees were rotted because of the illness, but that all sorted itself out. I worked with Peter. Peter got me in sort of, into shape. And then I did my first competition, and fantastic.
so you got injured. I mean, you had the surgery
Yeah.
done in
Yeah.
2000.
Oh,
When was it?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Okay.
Must have been about.
How many years? So how many years did it take for that to heal?
It took overall. It was about 18 months to really get back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
probably 2018.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go into the gym, and the first thing you do is you go to TPF.
Yeah.
How did you find TPF?
I just searched on the internet and and then I found a guy that was in the gym. He was a baller, British Amateur Weightlifting Association coach, and he knew powerlifting as well. So he gave me a basic powerlifting sort of schedule because I didn't have a clue where, to start on this. So he gave me that. I followed it. I got pretty damn strong. I liked it. And as I said, that's when I went on Peter and really started sort of pushing things. But then the love for the sport just spiraled every day. I was more and more and more hungry. I wanted it even more. And, so I thought, no, got to achieve these goals, and I wasn't going to rest, and I'm still not going to rest.
Yeah.
Until I've got it. I'm hungry for that world record. I'm going to get it no matter what.
I think you can.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
It's, you know, if you've got the determination, you will get there. I don't know what's getting there. And then COVID set in. That killed a lot of it, unfortunately. But then also it was another turning point. Was I suppose I saw a lot of the youngsters, and you know, I thought, you know, there wasn't enough here in young lifters. Yeah, and obviously I was, you know, getting into my 50s, and I thought, well, look, it's time to give something back. So that's what I've done. I've started coaching, you know, and because I learned a lot from that. And all credit to Peter. I still do learn a lot from Peter, and,
Yeah.
you know, and forever learning. I never walk around saying I know everything. Well, I don't. I don't know. You know, scraping the surface of it really. And to be truthful, even the top, you know, sort of coaches, you know, they're always learning. So
Yeah.
it's that learning attitude that can take you to be a good, not only a good lifter, but a good coach as well. So yeah, it's that kind of mentality that, you know, I have, and I'm constantly learning, constantly searching for, for new and better things, and you know, and finding different techniques, refining all my coaching technique as well, and you know, so far I'm producing some good athletes as well.
Yeah.
So it's paying off. I've just had Atom compete. He's done incredibly well, and I'm so proud
Yes.
of him, because, you know, he's taken a lot of what I've said. So I've taken RTS, just did it a little bit,
Yeah.
and then I'm creating these athletes which are now, you know, showcasing. I mean, Atom, you know, is was part one. When you see Parsit compete in February,
Yeah.
and you're going to see, you know, the next big phase. Min is, you know, I coach him as well, and this young man is just phenomenal as well. He's got a great little work ethic, and always hungry, and he messages me all times. 12 o'clock at night. Oh, CJ, I've got a problem. Oh, don't worry, Min, we'll sort it. So I'm there at all hours for
Yeah.
him. I mean, I'm not, I don't. I know some coaches will say, "Look, I've got to have my time," but I'm always there.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
a very determined
yeah,
guy.
it's lovely, because you end up being like a father figure to him.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't remember the guy who was doing the you know, the talking and
Uh,
everything.
P-pop,
He
right?
pop, yeah. He came
Yeah.
up to me and he said, "Dad," because you do really, you end up like a father figure, and you know, I love it. You know, I do. I look at these youngsters, and I'm super proud of them. And
Yeah.
all I want to do all the time is make their lives better. And I said this to Passit one day. I said, you know, he said, what do you want to achieve? He asked me that question, and not only do I want to be a successful athlete and have a world record. Yeah, that's my personal ambition. But my number one thing that I want to achieve, and this for me is the most important, is to have a legacy. Because I want somebody like Parsit, when he's 80 years of age, you know, and then his grandchildren say, "Oh, granddad, you were a great powerlifter. You used to be strong." Yeah, and he can say yes, and then he will remember me. The fact that he's remembering me, you know, in another, 50 odd years when
Yeah.
I'm dead, passed on, you know, I'm still being remembered. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a legacy, just for people to still remember you, because you've had that much of an impact. And I said that to Parset. I said, I just want to, have an impact on somebody's life. And he turned around and said to me, this is probably the nicest compliment that somebody's ever paid me. And that is, he said, CJ, he said, you already have. And it was like, wow, fantastic.
Yeah. So so you want a legacy. Was this always a goal for you, or did it happen after you had the surgery?
It happened after, to be
Right.
honest,
When,
because it made it, it does it when you've escaped death, and when your chances of surviving were like 30%, it gives you a wake up call, and a lot of that. Unfortunately, I have lost a chunk of memory out of my life. That's why I said to you, and you said to me, when was that? It's affected my memory a lot, unfortunately, in that respect. There's a segment of my life that is shady and can't remember, and then all of a sudden, boom, I can remember it. But yeah, that's the reason, and it's yeah, it was from that, it was the defining moment, and that made me realise, that I want to leave a legacy behind and not just be a champion, but leave a decent footprint in the sport here in Thailand. Yeah, it's here that I want to do it.
Hey, so I know you're enjoying the podcast and I'll let you get back to that, but I had a quick little announcement that I wanted to make. If you're looking to lose fat, build muscle, or get fit, I can help you with that. Currently, I'm providing online and in-person training. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. Links are in the description. So what are you waiting for? Get fit with Gopal today and back to the show. So you're a very nice guy. That's the first thing I noticed. The first time I met you, you were super nice. You're always nice to everybody. Were you always like this, or did it happen after the
No, I've
surgery?
always been no. It's
Always.
this has been me.
Okay.
All right, this is me as I'm genuine. I can be tough if I have to be. I've had to because of, like I said, previous work in the past. But you know, it's generally, I am a big softie.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you know, people sometimes always think that my niceness, they've taken my niceness as a sign of weakness. Big mistake, because that isn't. I'm genuinely nice from the heart. But yeah, I can be like, imagine like I would say, as my little motto, if somebody said to me, describe who you are, an iron fist in a velvet glove. That sums up my personality. So yeah, I'm soft. But I can be hard as well.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I will do anything for anybody, and that is it.
Yeah. So I asked that question because a lot of people, when they almost die, they'll treat life like it's just nothing and they won't really value life and be rude to everybody. But then once they almost die, they'll be basically going through their life again and maybe change their attitude.
Well, it is. This is what happens sometimes with people when they're put in this situation that all of a sudden they're nice. Well, why have you left it so late to be nice? Why haven't you been nice in this to start with? But you've just got to understand that it's yeah, being nice is nice. Being humble here is lovely. This is why, since I've been here in Thailand, I've always got on with people. I respect Thai people. All right. I have a great respect and love for this country, for this nation, for everything about Thailand. This is why I moved here, because it's got that there's no other place on this planet that has this kind of warmth and love. But it's that warmth and love is only there if you treat the people and here with respect, and that's what it's all about. Treat the people with respect, and you don't have a problem. It's easy.
Yeah. So you said you wanted to compete again.
Yes.
When are you planning to compete again?
Oh,
Or do you not have?
I am definitely competing next year. Peter, I'm definitely competing next year. So, yeah, I'll be going obviously.
And Peter is still coaching.
Yeah, I will still be Peter will still be coaching me for sure.
Yes.
Because I still want to learn from Peter, and what he teaches me, I can then teach my athletes, and it's a I think it's good really, because it means then that we're continuously learning. Peter continuously learns from probably from people like Mike T.
Yes.
So it's a nice sort of downward sort of sort of trend of, and then learning from your coach and whatever, and and it's been nice. I'm really enjoying the journey, and and I've always listened to Peter. He's been fantastic, but also it's been nice because my athletes have also listened to me, and I've every time they've competed, we've done well. And it's been brilliant, and I give my athletes, not just 100%. I give them 120%, everything that I've got and more.
Yeah.
All right, because I only want the best for them. So what I've learned also from the past, I can also, look at the programs and everything. Yeah, can we just need a little bit more volume? We need a little bit more work. Are they capable of taking it? Yes, they are. Right, apply it if they're capable.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got to learn to listen. This is what Peter has told me as well. You've got to find your way, and you've got to find what works for the athlete. And once you have, then yeah, sometimes it's not what they want to hear, but but yes, you just do it. You
Yeah.
just eat slab of humble pie and you do it. And this is what Passett's done. He's done sort of. I've been. How would you put it? Somebody would probably say you've been so cruel to it, but he's ate it up. Whether it's Bulgarian split squats, front foot elevated split squats, quad, 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 quad. But when you look at him now, he's a beast. He's a monster. And men, the same thing.
Yes.
He's completely changing as well. And it's because they listen, and I'm finding what works for them works for them. All right, and now we're going to sort of make them shine. So it's like taking that diamond, chiseling it all off, chiseling all the blemishes off, polishing it off. Boom.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, do you also use the RTS system for your coaching?
Yes, I do use the
Yeah.
RTS system because I think it's a good way of doing it. But the accessory movements is, some of the accessory movements and the rep ranges now, I'm doing a little bit of experimentation on.
Okay.
So, it's something that, I want to look at because again, I also listen to all types of research that are going on. When they're talking about volume, when they're talking about rep numbers, what's good for strength, what isn't good for strength, what's good for, what do our athletes need? So I've been sort of, trying things out a little bit and finding, that, when you're doing some of the things that you've experienced before and putting it in there now, they're benefiting from it.
So, talking about optimizing programming and strength, do you also do some biohacking for yourself and your athletes, like supplementations and stuff? There's this guy called Tony Huge. I don't know if you know.
Oh, I know, Tony.
Yeah. So he does this like biohacking and stuff like that, like just to boost his recovery.
Yeah, I mean, look, what Tony does there is we can't use the IPF.
Yeah.
Most of his stuff. I know he's trying to go a little bit natty, but he's still got to be a little bit. Yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful. What works and what doesn't work. And that's it. But I like the principle of it. But again, you see, I've tried things that and I suppose this is the thing. You see, I've gone through the trying everything.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot I haven't tried
Okay.
in terms of, natural supplementation, training stuff. Listen, back in the day, I did all the liquid liver,
Oh,
malarkey and all that. So I was seeing these bodybuilders say, drink liquid liver. It's the best thing for you. And, geez, it tastes khaki. It tastes awful.
yeah.
And, no. So you find out what works and what doesn't work. So basically, I've just got it down to at the moment, things like you've got to have vitamin D3, all right, for overall to help keep you healthy. Vitamin C, so good multivitamin, all right, but vitamin D3, vitamin C, whey protein, creatine. And for me, probably the one supplement that, I love, and people are out there who have listened to me, have given it a go. They've all said to me, "I want the product." And I will thank my physiotherapist. You see, this is what I mean. Listen to people because you find tips. And she said to me, all right, when I had a knee problem, when I had that illness, I had all my ligaments were all shot in there. And so what I did was, she said to me, "Take collagen." So I took collagen. All right. And to start with, it was like, oh, is this going to work? And
Okay.
I was shocked by it. And yes, it was a turning point. I don't have problems with my knees. I take it every single day and I don't have any knee issues. I'm 59, okay, almost 59, and I'm squatting a lot of weight
Yeah.
and I don't get knee problems.
Wow. Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
because there's more clinical, sort of studies that are coming through that are saying that yes, it does work. And I wish they could do more research on it, but sometimes with these products and things that there's not enough research because there's not a lot more money to be made from it, and the
Yeah.
research is expensive. But it is coming through, and creatine is just wonderful stuff. It's not just good for the bodybuilding side, but okay, you were talking about the biohacking side, so it's good for older people because creatine now they're looking at that it's a preventative for Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So so
I've
it's
seen
good for
that.
that. Yes, again, you've seen that. Also, and it's also good for the heart.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I did get a heart problem when I got pneumonia.
Yeah.
At the start of this year, and I'm now out of the danger zone. I'm back training now and everything. But I I said to my cardiologist, I'm taking creatine. Oh, I said, showed him the clinical data, and he went, okay. Don't take too much. He sent me a research study that was opposed to it, but there was so much overwhelming evidence for it. But I had all my bloods done, and it had improved my heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, so categorically from having pro BMP tests, which is a gauge for measuring heart efficiency, my heart continuously improved, and I put a lot of that down to not just having a healthy lifestyle and exercising properly, but also creatine as well. So it did have a beneficial factor on heart health.
Yeah.
So that gets the thumbs up.
I think a lot of people think that creatine is this supplement which will kind of like ruin your kidney because it absorbs water, right? So they think it will just like damage your kidney, which is clearly not true.
No, all it will do is it just send a misreading to excessive creatine levels within your kidneys.
Yeah.
So when they do test your kidneys, they go, your creatine levels are up. Yeah, it's because I take creatine. So don't worry. Yes, I know I'm taking creatine,
Yeah.
but the benefits of it have been fantastic.
Yeah. So talking about your gym now,
Yes.
would you say you're living the dream life?
Um. Yeah. It was when I had the opportunity to have the gym. It was like it's happening, and
Yeah.
It was a lifetime ambition, right from the word go. To have my own gym was like, oh wow, and that's what I wanted. It was the ultimate thing, and yes, I achieved it. So it was a massive thing off my bucket list. For everything I wanted to achieve in life, and I got it done, and it was fantastic.
Could you feel the little 17-year-old in you, like being like super happy, super excited? And if 17-year-old could see you today, would you say he would be satisfied with where you
If
are?
I tell you what, if it was me being 17 now walking into that gym, I would have been going.
What's all this equipment?
It was just, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I've done. You see, every piece of equipment that goes into the gym is, we want it to be the best. We're not, we could have gone down the sort of, buy cheap and fit it out, sort of, with as much equipment as we possibly can on the cheap. No, I didn't want that. I
Yeah.
want the best.
Yeah.
I want our gym to be, all right, the number one powerlifting gym in Thailand. With all respect to Iron Hive, they are fantastic. They incorporate weightlifting as well. They're an all-encompassing gym. And Iron Hive for me will always be like my, I'll look at it as a sister gym as such.
Yeah.
They're lovely people in there. Absolutely lovely, fantastic atmosphere. Great equipment. But for where we are in Pattaya, we are number one.
Yeah.
And I still want to keep pushing, further and further and bring in more and more decent equipment. And that's the thing, decent. I want the best. All my dumbbells that I've got in there, they're all calibrated. I've
Oh
weighed them
wow.
all. All right. They are what they say they
Yeah.
are. All right. We've got calibrated plates. Everything's IPF. I'm not going to have cheap, nasty stuff
Yeah.
in our gym. That is for sure. Everything that we've bought has been selected because it's it's simply the best, and I like that, and I'm very proud of that. And that's also sort of Ben's sort of ethos as well. We want the very best. We want to give the best, and at the moment I'm not doing the gym to we've decided that we're not doing the gym just to make profit. This is not going in. So that when people come to our gym, all the money that we make from there goes to, more equipment, so bettering it. It goes towards also sort of, for the coaching of of our athletes, because when we coach them, they are Eastside Barbell athletes.
Yeah.
So we want to be there for them all the time. We want to sponsor them as much as we can. We want to make sure that, even if we got athletes now, and this is one of the other things, just got a guy that came in, right, little 15-year-old, absolute beast. I mean, potential is massive. Comes in, just done a little bit of training here and there. He comes in and he just pulls a sumo 170 kilograms.
170.
170, 15 years of age. And
Wow.
all he's been doing is just been pottering around in a gym. He's an absolute animal.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
So, yeah, he's a beast. So, yeah. But he couldn't afford when I said to him about the coaching, packages and whatever, because again, all that money goes back into the gym. His parents, his mum said, can't afford it. Anyway, he comes trundling into the gym, and I see he had a trial session and he loved it. So he loved what we do, and he loves the atmosphere and everything. And he just gave me his 1,500 baht. And he said, I cannot do coaching. He said, with me this little sad face.
Yeah.
Cannot do coaching. Cannot afford. And I looked at him and said, I said, you're doing the coaching package. I said, thank you for the contribution. I said, that goes towards running of the gym, as you know. I said, I'll be coaching you. All right, 1-to-1. I said, you put the effort in. I will take you there.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it. Hungry little fella.
Yeah.
And this is lovely, and this is what this is all about. It's not about sort of, well, you can't afford it, well, you can't have it. No, if they can't afford it, I will give it to them. And if they can't afford the equipment, we will buy it for them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. We're giving something back, to Thai people and to anybody that can't afford it. Right? Powerlifting is not the cheapest of sports, and then when you've got your coaching, when you have to buy the singlets, when you're buying the belt, when you're buying the knee sleeves, when you're buying everything, it adds up.
Yeah.
And, you know, but we're going to do that. That's part of what Eastside Barbell is all about. Giving.
Yeah.
And giving to to the people that can't afford it.
And do you eventually want to expand to Bangkok and all over Thailand?
I'm it's I'm looking we're looking at this as I've got so one stage at a time. Do I want to? In my heart, too damn right I do.
Yeah.
All right, but at the moment, we've just completed stage one in within east side where we are now. So all the ground floor is now finished.
Yeah.
Okay, we now just put the electrics on the second and third floor, so that's going to be stage two. So everything's going to be moved up there probably in the next 6 weeks. So depending on the turnaround for the equipment, so we're going to order a piece of equipment in the next couple of weeks. So probably that's going to be a hip belt squat. So that's going to be coming. So then everything's going to go upstairs. So we've just got to finish off the changing rooms. So stage two.
Yeah.
So that's the changing rooms. Shift everything up there. All right. Starting filling in more equipment downstairs, and then stage three. Then after that, we don't know. But all we do know is that, we envisage things to be bigger because we want a big powerlifting gym. We want it to be big. We want it to be the centre, and we want it to be where people all over the world can come and train. And And not only sort of like here, but in Bangkok at the moment, what we'll do is, we're going to, I will promote Iron Hive, especially at the moment. Anybody out, any other gyms have got, powerlifting equipment, of course we'll promote them. We're not just biased towards Iron Hive. We're open to everybody.
Yeah.
All right, but initially we'll just send them there because of ease of getting around, because it's only 5 minute walk from Ekamai station.
Yeah.
So yes, but otherwise Eastside Barbell in Pattaya for when people want to come from overseas. And yeah, we've got some overseas people that are going to be coming, that have made inquiries, that we've known before, that are going to be coming. We've got the Hawaiian national champion coming over this month, so we're going to
Oh,
wait for
wow.
so we're waiting for him to arrive. And the other person who's probably going to be coming as well, I think depending on his health though, is Dr. Andrew Locke.
Oh,
So the well-renowned physiotherapist,
yeah.
and super nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's a friend of mine now. And I hope he has a speedy recovery, Andrew, if you're watching this. And yeah, it'd be great to have him over. He knows about the gym and everything. So yes, we're going to have in the future some get some well-known people in our gym as well. So
Do you ever think that you're dreaming? Like all of this is just a dream and you're going to wake up?
don't. Do you know what? Do you know? I, funny this. Somebody asked me this the other day, and I actually said to them, well, the night. If you ask me what my nightmare is, right? My nightmare is actually waking up and finding myself in the UK. I
Oh.
couldn't think of anything worse. Yeah, and I've had dreams like I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK. I've got to wake up. I'm in a dream, surely. And I sort of like wake myself up and think, yeah, it's all right. I'm here in time then. But but yeah, the thing is though, we've worked hard.
Yeah.
I've worked really, really hard to achieve this, and there's a lot of sacrifice, and now the sacrifice is actually paid off, and now I can sort of say, yeah, this has come from not from being gifted or whatever, but it's come from blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
But we've got there, and it's fabulous. I suppose it's a bit like Opal. I mean, Opal, for example, he's trained really, really hard, and he deserves the title that he's got, and and the achievements that he's made, and it's that very feeling, when you've achieved something, when you've sacrificed so much, when you've worked so hard for it, it gives you so much pleasure.
Yeah.
So, so I'm hoping now that obviously with the way we're going to do the gym, it's going to make it even more appealing. And then so, when people do pay their training fees and for the people that can afford it and they pay for one-to-one coaching or whatever, then, they're going to be able to see that, their training fees are, not going for me, financing me and whatever, but no, it's going back in to the gym. It's going back in to so that we can help these people that can't afford to do the sport.
Yeah.
And we've had one already, so we're going to continue on that path. And when we were able to help him, I tell you what, that made me warm. That put a humongous smile on my face, because it meant that what we've achieved here, has given it to somebody. Now he's got the opportunity. Now he's hungry to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So, what are your future plans after everything's done? Like the gym's done, you competed. What is after that?
Oh, it's again, you see, that's the legacy.
Yeah.
That's when the legacy comes. All right, because you've created all this. I want to create. Yeah, it's nice to create a positive name and whatever, to be an established athlete. It doesn't matter what age, to achieve your world record is. It doesn't matter what age, it's a world record, and it means that you are the best. Keep improving on it, and keep pushing, and don't stop. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. The minute you stop is the minute you're going to go downhill.
Yeah.
And especially, it doesn't matter. And you know what? Actually, any age. You stop training, you stop that hunger, that's when you go downhill. But if you're always hungry for something, if you're always trying to pursue something, you always set your goals for something, yes, you can achieve it. But you've got to believe in it.
Yeah.
All right? Believe in it. Picture it. All right, envisage it like I've done. This is what I did with the gym. Even before it opened, I had this vision on how it was going to be, and I've created it. And now the phase two after this, I've already got it pictured how I want it to be. So I'm keeping the drive going, keeping the ambition, keeping everything going, the focus, everything, the energy. So when people come, they're gonna, to our gym, they're gonna walk away saying, "What an atmosphere! It was fantastic."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good.
Yeah, that's really inspiring, and I love the passion. Like, I can see the passion, especially whenever I see you. Like, whenever I see your athletes competing, I can see your passion. I can see your determination to your athletes. It's amazing.
Do you know what? I actually looked at myself and I thought, am I too much? But because I see Peter very composed there with his clipboard and everything, and you know, there's me just standing there bellowing athlete, right? Quads and hips, quads and hips. Right? Everything you got, you can do it. Yeah, we're just two contrasting coaches. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I like, I'm a big hype man,
yeah.
and time and a place for it though.
Oh, for sure.
It's something that even Peter said, oh, you could probably burn out and whatever. Yeah, you're right, Peter. Yeah, but those top sets, especially on sort of squat, on those last two lifts, squat and deadlift, you can't just you've got to even in training, I still believe your top set, for your three main lifts, give it everything,
Yeah,
psych and everything. So practice it. It practices, that getting into that, you know, getting focused, and then lifting with conviction.
yeah,
And that's the difference, and that's what it's all about, lifting with conviction. Because you can just go out, there's a difference between just going out there and just lifting, all right, and then lifting with conviction. Because if you lift with conviction, you're going to lift more. You fire somebody up, they're going to go out there and do it. You've seen, sort of, Adam, normal, gentle, quiet Adam. But
yeah.
then all of a sudden, and pass it is the complete opposite. He's just, I don't know, pass it. No, I'm encouraging it. Yeah,
Yeah,
more the better. But
yeah,
that's how they lift. That's how they pull these lifts. That's how they do it. And that's my style, and, it's that energy and it's that passion. I just love it. I
yeah,
love being there. I love being behind them, and I love bringing out the best in people, because if they're doing well, I've done well.
yeah,
And I go home at the end of the day, all right, exhausted, absolutely shattered, but then what a day. And you feel just as you they've achieved something, and so have you as a coach. And that's so I get double satisfaction. When I compete, yeah, I will get my satisfaction. When I coach, I also get that satisfaction of it. So yeah, I'm satisfied.
All right. So before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
do you want to plug anything like your Instagram, Eastside Barbell's Instagram?
Yeah, Eastside Barbell, Eastside dash Barbell dash Thailand for our gym. Follow that. That's because we're going to have a lot more posts coming up. Powerlifting CJ, that is me. I also just want a huge, huge thanks to, obviously the TAP. I know things aren't going well on the for the foreigners at the moment, but I promise you, I'm going to do my best as well to try and sort of help that as well. And also, I just want to thank Peter. Huge thanks to him. Hansu, Eric, you've been brilliant. All right. The products are fantastic. Love you to pieces. Absolutely great. And enjoyed working with you and yeah, that's all I want to say. And thank you
Thank you,
as
man.
well for,
Yeah.
for giving me this first. And I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm
Absolute
hoping
pleasure.
we can do this again, especially after you get your world record.
Oh
That
God,
would be
yes.
perfect,
Oh, that will be perfect.
right?
But yeah, I've got some, as soon as things come up that are interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
always,
for sure.
always winning. I can talk and talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pleasure. So thank you everybody for watching. CJ's Instagram, Eastside Barbell's Instagram will be in the description. You can go follow them. And that was it for today. Uh, I'll see you next time.
Thank you.